Hi, art buddies. It's Paint Girly from Bricolage with Paint Girly. And today I'm going to use the digitals that I've printed out and make some tags. So everything that I had on my desks that I pulled out Tuesday night for my live, and then I pulled some stuff out when I did my video Tuesday morning. I've just put it all in the lid of this gift box that I had laying around from Christmas. So I'm going to put that aside. That's got my bits of fabric, some stamps, my stamp block, those kinds of things. And then I just pulled out some pre-cut tags out of my stash. This one I got from Jacqueline Lovely. We'll see if I can make that work. And these are my pages that I printed and then coffee stained. Now you could print this, of course, on a heavier cardstock, like say maybe a 110 or something like that would be nice, and then just trim them out and use them as is. But I have these. So bricolage, I'm going to use what I have available. So I'm planning to use these tags, and I think they'll look kind of cute tucked into the journal when I get to that. When I get to that spot when I'm ready to tuck and load the journal. So there are two other videos now at this point. The first one when I started the digital kit usage, and then my live that I did last evening. So this is Wednesday, January 8th. And today I'm going to hopefully just be here a little bit and decorate some of these tags. So just as a recap, this is what I have so far. The first page is a pocket. Took the digital, put some coffee. I don't know. It's a stain. It's just coffee. It's not a stain. I use it as a stain. It's just instant coffee and some water. So then I stitched around the edge of that just before I glued it down, so you don't see any stitch marks here. So glue that down. That's my pocket, my first page. Then this page of the digital, I just put a little tag on there. Used my whale tail punch. Made a little tab. Some stamping here. And I explained that I had some coffee stained papers from a little journal that I purchased that has the forget the name of this grid. It'll cut graph paper. So did a little bit of stamping there. All my pages are coffee stained. Just cut out some extra bits from the papers that I've already used. So this is a little tuck spot. This is a tuck spot. So we worked on this. Did some other stamping. Added some lace and fabric. This is from another digital kit, but I'm going to use it with this one. This is a little tuck spot here. And I don't know, my phone just started a timer. No idea why. So I'm likely to be interrupted very quickly. All right. So I'm not sure where I'll put the tags, but this is where I am so far. Use some washi tape there. This is just the first signature. And then somewhere I bought I think a vintage book on birds. So I want to dig that out, see if I can add some additional pages. So this journal is being built around the theme of birds and nature. So I pulled out, you can see a variety, manila, craft, and a black tag. And I think that, yeah, this size will fit nicely in with this book. Here's some more bits. And look, I found that. So I thought that's cute. This is, I think, was the spine of a vintage bird book. So I think I want to put that in somewhere. Now, we all have things that we have in our stash, right, that we don't use on an everyday basis, like our digitals, our washi tape, buttons, tags, little tags like this. And things like this. like texture paste. Now, one thing I noticed about Amity Bloom, she uses all that stuff. And she adds texture paste to some of her pages. So I thought I might do that. And I thought I might do it to some of my tags. Now, I could glue these tags down on this paper and trim them out. And I might do one like that. I'm not sure. But see, I like how it's got the little ring. Of course, I have some of those rings too, the reinforcement rings, to make my own. These are easy enough to cut. Let's just say this is 3 1/4 by 6 1/4. So I think this is a really good size, right? So I'm just going to start and see where we wind up. All right, I've got my phone plugged in. I've got I don't know if my phone's going to end up chirping. So first thing I want to do is pull out a stencil. Of course, if I was thinking ahead, I just put a stencil away. Now I have to unearth my little storage folder where I keep them. Now, of course, texture paste, you have to leave that sit and dry. So I think I might want some book paper too. Oh, I've got some ledger paper. That'll be good. I think that'll work. So this is what I call an envelope storage book journal. It works really well for me. I really like it. I do have a video. Let me get the new one out that I just saw. I just got this one from Wendy, the Papered Rooster. So I think I'm going to use that one. And hopefully I can find my palette knife. I see one. It's not the one I'd like, but that'll do. All right, so we're going to pop that in there. So first things first, take a look at the pages. This one's nice and bright. Kind of like that. All right, maybe I'll start working with that one. I'm going to put those pages aside. Put that in my box. All right, so now I've got some ledger paper here. I think I'm going to use some of that. And I'm just going to tear this. I know, this is from, I think, 1989 or something. It's delish. So that might look good on there. You know, I probably should do a couple at a time. Let's see, why don't we do that? Can you see me? Let me see if my camera's kind of crooked here. Let's straighten that up. Oh, look, that one's not cut very well. I think I'm going to take that blank stuff off. See, it's not cut. Let's have a trim. Let's have a trim. It might help if I put my glasses down. See if I can get the right pair of glasses down. All right, so I think that'll work. Not everything has to be, right side up. I think I'm going to put that one on its side. And you can use whatever you have. If you have pieces of tissue paper, napkin, lace, whatever you have available. Bricolage, using a variety of things that's readily available. And that's really our stash. I'm not sure if I want the black. Just work with these three. So the first thing I want to do is glue those down. And there again, you can I'm using some Golden Matte Medium that I have in here. But if you don't have that, that's fine. You can just use white glue, Elmer's glue. I like the Golden Matte Medium because it's not as liquidy, not as watery as maybe the Elmer's. Elmer's glue wall's a little better. But Aleene's, that's thicker because the wetter your glue is, it warps the paper. You could use a glue stick. I'm a little bit glue stick challenged. And this is older paper, so the glue stick might be hard to, get on here without making it tear. And ideally I don't want any glue, leaking out over the edges. Looks like I got a little video show going on my phone. I don't know how this stuff happens. Yeah, this side's cooler. Let's see. Oh, goodness. It looks like they're pictures of when my son and I were in Europe. I'm itching to go back. Okay. Now, like I said, I did coffee stain all the digital papers that I'm using. You don't have to do that. I like that look, so that's what I did. And one of the reasons I did it also is because I did not double side print my digitals. Now, one of my subbies said that she just puts it back on her printer and prints on the other side. But for me, the design is so intense and heavy. It's just it's busy. It's got a lot of stuff going on. I didn't really want that on both sides. So my back sides are plain. So I just coffee stained them. This one doesn't look too much like it got too much. Well, maybe this is the one I didn't stain. I could be lying to you without meaning. Yeah. There was one that I left to show the girls last night. The difference when it's coffee stained versus when it's just from the printer. So you have to do what you like and what your vision is for your book. So I think I'm going to take a little bit of this coffee on a brush and just, if I can get it open, to make this uniform, I'm going to put some on my tag. Not sure that it'll make a difference on the craft color tag, but we're going to do it just the same. And I'm going to flip it and do the other side. And I'll get my heat tool. I could use my iron, but I don't feel like getting that out. And the heat tool should dry this up fairly quickly. Now, I had a much bigger jar of coffee, but I just switched to this smaller jar, so it doesn't take up as much room in my fridge, my desk, and my brush can get down in there. The big jar, I had a hard time getting my brush down in there. All right, so I'm going to mute now I'm going to pause my video, and I'll be right back at these with my coffee mixture. And then I just put my heat tool on them. So this is going to be the front side. And on the back, I like to put some lines for journaling. So they don't have to be real dark. You could draw them. If you don't have a stamp like this, you could draw them with an ink pen or a marker. Like a Sharpie pen would be nice. I'm just looking for a piece of scratch paper, which is always very difficult for me to find. I think I put it in my supply box. Now we've got Elvis here somewhere. My friend Kel reminded me to use your cushion surface, and you get a better stamp. So I've opened up my Scorched Timber, a Distress Oxide. Well, that should be good enough. Lovely. Now it's not going to be, probably not going to be straight. They're not going to match up. It's hard when you're using a block stamp to, maybe I'll start all the way up at the top and get the lines, to line up because you can't see what you're doing. It's handmade art, so we're not gonna lose any sleep over it. We're just gonna say, "Oh, that looks cool. That looks cool." So you could draw your own lines, or if you don't have a stamp like that, you could take some kind of an old gift card or an old credit card and make your lines this way. You just run your card. You probably have seen this. You just run your card against your pad and you just make lines where you want. Just have to have a hint of a line. This you can see is not real juicy. I don't have a great inker for this. You get the idea. I'll wipe that off. Now let me put something on this one. Where did I put my? Here it is. This is what I think I'm going to do with the black ink. I always check the bins like at Walmart or a thrift shop, yard sale, flea market, for things like this, some random, because they come in handy. I don't want to pay full price for it because I don't use it all the time, but they're nice to have. Okay. All right, Elvis, thank you for your good deed. Now, you can see that they've got really bendy, but, that'll flatten out, and I certainly can iron them to flatten them out more if I want. So now I want to put some other background stamping on them. I think I'm going to use my LeBlanc script stamp because I really like it. And it's what I have out. And I'm just going to do a random inking. I don't want it real square. See, so my image is not, it's just got uneven edges. I kind of like that. Sometimes I tear paper and stamp that way so I don't have a square. I just don't like it. In most cases, just square. And I'm just stamping randomly. Gonna make them all basically the same. And then number 3. You just don't want to wiggle your stamp so it gets blurry. All right, just press down. Looked like I was wiggling, but I was just pressing down. All right, now I'm going to find my blending tool. I hope. And my Distress ink vintage photo. Edges. Sometimes it's a little easier if you use some kind of a board, so you can ink like this, especially if your paper is not real heavy, or you can do this old trick. All right. Now I'm wanting these tags to look textured with paper and fabric to go with the style of the journal. Not getting too much color on this. And you may want to do the flip side as well. Cover all your bases. Okay. This definitely needs a little something. Little something. Okay. Close that up, put that aside. Now our paper, our digital. So this is what I have. Now these birds, I guess I could fussy cut one out and put on. He might look cute there. I'm just going to start tearing. Let's just see how this guy looks. If I cut him out. It's not a lot of detail, so it shouldn't take too long to trim him out. I don't think I'm going to worry about his legs. Oh no! Mr. Bill! This doesn't look too bad. Now, there's a right way and a wrong way to tear. See, I don't like that white stuff. So if you tear away from yourself, you get a piece where you don't have that. And I don't want that straight edge. Doesn't work for me. This might look good. Let's do its tail. Might work. I don't think I'm going to need these little bits. And let's see. Kind of like that. Sometimes it's hard to just, tear a beautiful sheet of paper. But don't forget with your digitals, of course, it's your ink and it's your paper. But you have the image and you can make as many copies as you need. So even if you tear that and you're like, oh, I wanted that for my cover, you can print it again. So I'm going to put that, I think, there. And let's see. I kind of like this here. Maybe that way. Save those bits for a moment. I think I need something else. Just looking around at what I have here. I pulled out some washi tape. Maybe some washi tape. It's nice to have a little basket. My baskets are full. I know, that's very surprising, isn't it? These are cute. These might be a little too big for a tag. We've got some lace. We've got some of this left. I don't want to get too carried away. That's cute. Now, what am I looking for? Oh, that's nice. Washi tape. Maybe I'll put the other ones away. That's so unlike me. So unlike me. And don't forget, I want to use texture paste. Let me forget. Don't let me forget. Don't be afraid to put things on top of each other. See, like I could put it over here, but I think it looks much better on top of this. All right? At least that's what I think. So I'm going to tear off the bottom, and let's just get gluing. I mean, really, how big can it look? All right. And with a liquid glue, you always have a little bit of wiggle room. Slide it around and readjust. I think I have to get my phone. My phone is very distracting. Get that out of my eyesight here. This is the edge of something Jacqueline sent me. Aren't they cool? I might use those. They would work. All right, this might be a little too big of a piece. So I think I'm going to put that on. Oh, that side's kind of cool. And let's put this down. That's not wanting to stick. Now you can take your time. You don't have to rush. I'm trying to go a little quicker because I don't want to keep you here forever. And we've already been at it a half an hour. All right, let's get this little guy on here. I'm not going to worry about his tail too much. I can trim that off. It says Kodak. That's kind of cool. I might want to glue that right like that. I'm pulling it right around to the back. Even though this is where someone may journal, I can either journal on top or journal around it. They call that journaler's choice. Okay. I will trim this off. And trim off his tail. He didn't feel a thing. Let's see. This is, I think, a Jane Davenport washi tape. I'm just going to put some on. And I'm going to wrap it around. Now you could ink these edges. I just decided I'm not going to. I'm going to put that right about there. Looks like I didn't get any glue in that spot. All right. See, now I'm not going to throw that out. See, I like that. That might come in handy. So, I don't want to cover up all of my, I wonder if I could cut that. I could put it on my trimmer, but it's hard to hold a little tiny piece of paper like this, where you need to hold it in order to cut it in half. That might work. Now, I don't know a lot about texture paste. I just buy it in a jar. There are recipes out there. I think Tanya McGuire has a recipe that she makes, and Murray Otoya channel, I believe she has. This is going back a couple years, and you probably could find something online as well if you don't have any. This jar I've been using, so it looks really dry. And I have a really nice offset tool, but I don't see, oh goodness, this is really dry. I don't know if that baby's coming back. I'm going to spray some water in it. And I'm going to use the end of a paintbrush. No. I think I'm going to add water and leave this sit. It might come back a little. But I have another jar. See, this is what happens when you buy stuff like me, and then you forget about it. You don't use it. Money down the drain. Use your stuff. Bricolage, bricolage, bricolage. Let's see. I've got grit paste. That's got a little bit of a sparkle, I think, too. Maybe it doesn't. Oh, this is texture paste sparkle. Grit paste, I think, just puts like a gritty sheen on your surface. I'm not sure about that. So, all right, here's my stencil. Now, probably it would be a great idea to put something underneath me. So let's take half of this page. This is a 4x6 that I printed On my printer, I can choose different settings, and so I chose 4x6, and it shrunk down that image. Now I'm going to put my stencil over top and cross my fingers. All right. Texture paste with sparkle. Let's see if I can get it open. Yeah, not so much. All right, I think I'm going to heat my, I don't remember ever using this, but that doesn't mean anything. Okay, heat tool. Sometimes, oh goodness, there it goes. If you heat up the rim, you can get it open. All right, this looks much better. Now, I don't think you need a lot. Like I said, this has sparkle. So I want to put it on the back side of my knife. And wow, this isn't very thick. It says texture paste. Maybe I should have stirred it. Now we're going to let that dry. I think you're supposed to let it dry naturally. Of course, you know, I always got ants in my pants and want to make it go faster. Yeah, this is pretty nice consistency. All right, let's put a little bit on this one. Put some down here. I'm just pushing it through the grid and then lifting straight up. Let's put a little bit more up here. Push it up on that brown spot there on the edge of the tag. I might hit it with a heat tool just so we can see what it looks like. Now we got this little guy. I think for this one, I'm going to try the grit paste. Wipe off my tool. I probably should put a piece of plastic wrap on this. Maybe I'll do that after I wrap up my video. That's probably a good idea. Let's see if this will, oh yeah, this one opens. This looks like cream of wheat. Totally different consistency. Grit paste. All right, let's see. I'm trying not to get into that funk over there. I'm going to come down this side. Now, I think you can, I was going to say flavor. I think you can color. You know, I don't know about the grit paste, but I know your regular textured paste, you know, you could put some inks and stuff or probably even acrylic paint in there and make it different colors. You know, put a little bit maybe in a bubble tray and a little squirt of something and make it different colors. Now, I wanted to use the white. Now, this I think is going to dry clear, so it stands out on these cards. So now this has got, you know, junk on it. All right, I'm going to pause my video and go rinse this off at my sink so I don't ruin my stencil. And then I'll come back, and I am going to hit this with the heat tool a little bit just so maybe we can see how that might look when it's dry. And even I'm starting to see the sparkle. And then I think I want to put some kind of lace and, of course, something out the top of these tags to finish them off. So I will be right back. This pause button is the bomb. Okay, my stencil is all rinsed off. And I did put my heat tool to these just a little bit. I'm going to let them dry naturally. This one is the grit paste. I guess you can see it maybe a little bit. Oh, that's already starting to tighten up. It feels like sandpaper, but it's got a little tiny bit of a sparkle to it. I don't think I can get the camera to catch that. I might end up putting some white gesso over top of that to really make that pop. And then my plan is either to put some lace or maybe some twine or some threads around the tag. And then, of course, put some ribbons and things out the top. When I do a final walkthrough, you'll get to see that, but I'm not going to fuss with that now because I want these to dry without me, poking into it. And then this is the sparkle grit paste. If you can, I can start to see the sparkle. It was funny. I had sparkles all over my stencil. Now, don't forget, you could also use your embossing powders. You could use your embossing glazes. If you have any of those, they're lovely. They're fun to use. So I'll be doing a few more things to these tags. This one really got bendy. So I'm hoping as it dries, it'll flatten out a little bit. I don't think you really can see any of the sparkle. Maybe, no. Maybe a little bit. Right there, maybe. See it a little bit. Oh, my puppy. My puppy is here. I think she wants to go out. So that's going to be it for this video. I don't know. I may do one or more videos, do some other types of tags, or I'll have a look through my book and see what else I want to do with the digital kit that I'm using. So I hope you find this helpful. I hope you can get some ideas and maybe have ideas of your own you could share with me. That would be fun. So leave me a message. If you feel you could give me a like, that would be great too. They say the algorithm loves it, helps my videos, helps my little channel. So until next time, take time to be creative and enjoy the journey. Bye-bye for now.